Good evening, YouTube. I just wanted to make a video. I have not seen this done at all before. I am going to relight a 12-foot Christmas tree for my outdoor front yard this year. I only bought it for 13 bucks. So I figure, hey, I'm not going to spend 15 bucks for an indoor tree. But I'm just going to show you the lights I'm going to be using. These are my primary lights. They are a commercial grade multicolor LED with a purple in there. I like the purple in there because it helps balance out the blue LEDs. And then just for a random scatter, which I'm just going to at a later time add these, are a commercial grade as well. They are a random twinkle LED light. If one goes out, they all stay lit. As you can tell, I work for a company that sells these, and they actually have one bulb that will twinkle every 5 to 6 bulbs depending on what color you get. There are warm white, multi, and pure white, and these just come in straight multi at this time. There are some smaller counts that are warm white and pure white, but the larger rolls are only in the multi. So I'm going to reset you back up, and I'm going to go ahead and relight this tree. Break in and say that if you want to keep these, that's completely fine. I necessarily don't use them. I either use the branch or I use the actual zip tie of a coordinated color. This tree still has lights on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut all these off. So while I cut these off, it's going to take a while, so I'm just going to fast forward this. I'm also going to cut them in sections so it's manageable. And as you can tell, I don't have the tree screwed in. So that way I can go ahead and cut these and spin them as I need. This was a LED tree, and it's going to continue to be an LED tree, just with my own lights. Just like the ones I used to know. At the end of this video, I might or I might not post what it looks like at night. I'll probably do that when I set up later on. So all the wires are cut. Now it's going to make it a little bit easier, hopefully. And I'm probably just going to skip over this. I want to show you here on any pre-lit tree. You see the distance on those lights? That's how they get away with having so less lights on a tree. They space them out way too far, and that's why it don't look like it's fully lit. Me personally, I don't like that. I like my lights a lot closer together. The lights that I'm picking are at least anywhere from, I think it's 3 to 2.5 inches apart. So a lot more light, a lot more coverage, and each set that I have is 150. So I'm hoping that I can do this whole entire bottom section with the 150, and it'll be really, really dense and populated like I like. Now, like I said, this tree is for outside. It only cost me $13. Yes, $13. You'll be surprised on what you can find at a thrift store. I don't know if you noticed that this tree does wobble back and forth. Now, mind you, this is not the stand that I'm going to be using for when I actually pick this up. I'm probably going to either have a metal spike with a collar that can fit that, or I have many means for a brand new stand already in the shed, so I might try to use that. But altogether, I will probably tether this down with some winch cables with the turnbuckle on there, and maybe some rebar at the bottom, or altogether I might, like I said, drive through. I do need to pick up some more set screws to tighten this tree down from rotating like this later on, but right now it works for my purposes. I'm just cutting the zip ties. There are a couple zip ties in here, and then just pulling the clips. Really, all you have to do is just yank and pull it. Sometimes you'll get a tug and pull like this. You'll just go in and just run your fingers and pop it up. Go in here, there's a clip. Just pull it, and it comes out. See? 2 down, a lot more to go. This is just off of the first section. Now, I got 4 more sections. But what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to let you watch me do this, I'll probably flash forward through a lot of it, is I'm going to go ahead and shape this tree so that way I can get an even disbursement of my lights. So, what I'm going to do is, what I like to do, is I like to push up the section like that, and start from the bottom, of course. Now, a lot of people think that they can just shape a tree any which way, but you can't. The trick is, what you want to do is get into the inside. Let's see if I can get a little closer without my knee getting in the way. Mind the pants. Alright, what you're going to do is, you want your first one to go up, then your next 2 to go out. This one, in this case, actually has 3. So, you put 1 out to the side, and 1 up, and 2 out. Almost like a V. You want to make sure that the branches are going up to the sky like a natural tree would. So, I'm going to go ahead and continue doing this, and I'll speed this through. Now, also, too, this tree has what's called wings. So what you want to do with the wings is you want to push these guys out at a 45-degree angle. What these wings do is they give depth to the tree, and they also cover a lot of hidden mistakes. So I start with the middle sections right here, because sometimes if you flip the other sides, the middle gets kind of hidden. Alright, so you want to fan it out like a star. Alright, now you come over to the next wing. Same thing. Fold it out. Sometimes you can even put one down here and they'll be fine. And you fold that and you make it look like a star. This one only has 1 branch, so you're going to stick that one straight up. And then you're going to fan these guys out like a star. In this case, this tree has pre-molded tips, so you want to make sure that these guys are directional, so they're in the front all the time. These are what we call filler branches. Yes, there are shedding, as we know, with a lot of these older trees. The newer trees that we sell where I work at, they're what's called anti-shed, or relatively anti-shed. That just means that there's less shedding that's going to happen with the new trees this year and the years to come. So I'm going to pull this tree around and spin this tree. That's why I like going around, because I like to work while I spin. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to shape this tree, and I'll come back and we'll light this section. I had to delete some storage. It doesn't like me today. Oh well. So I went ahead and started shaping these 2 branches before I got cut out. So I'm just going to continue doing that. And these branches are actually really strong. They made this one with heavy duty wire, which is nice. I like that. That gives just more support for the lights. Now, as you can tell, I'm just doing a fast fluff, is what I call it. A fast fluff is just, you want to get to the point where you can start lighting your tree, and then you'll worry about actually fluffing the tree when you actually put the tree up. No rhyme, no reason, just trying to get them open. And this is one thing about me, even my 7.5 trees, I've got like 3 or 4 of them. I pick out every single year the theme. I even use a specific tree for it. So this year I have what's called a retro style tree with the larger bulbs, bigger than the ones that I showed you before. And it has regular Christmas lights. What what I'm going to do is just do the regular multicolor here and matte ornaments, and I'm going to also use the old-fashioned reflector ornaments this year. Next, I always think 2 or 3 years in advance. I know it's kind of overkill for trees and whatnot. You're like, why are you thinking overkill? I already thought of this tree 2 years ago. So I was interested in wanting to bring back old vintage because I love retro style ornaments, or reflector ornaments. So I'm like, why not? Next year, my mom made 5 years cancer free. So her tree next year will be a pencil thin flock, slightly flocked. It's got sporadic spots of flocking, which is good because you know about all that flocking. Another tip for that is to take hairspray and just spray the branches. That actually went up you guys. And I would not go back on that. So, when I fluff a tree, sometimes, well, with this particular tree, it might take, between all the sections, it might take about 2 or 3 hours just to fluff. Now, since I'm putting this with lights on there, I'm trying to hurry this process up for you guys. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry. Alright, so lay those branches back down, up. Hopefully don't hit me in the head, as it likes to do so a lot of the times. But I'm one of those that believes that every single branch needs to be touched with your hand. As you can tell, your hand does get pricked and prodded, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Last year alone, I bought 5 or 6 trees for alternate themes. I bought a tree that is LED and can change the colors. I can put just straight red, green, blue, red, white, and green, red, white, and blue, you name it. So with that, it opened up a whole new door for me to do themes. So, not next year, but possibly the year after that, I will probably be having a USA tree. That means is you're going to look at a ornament that's in the shape of a star. I found some that are really gorgeous from my work. They are about 5 inches or so, not that bad. I'm going to get about 49 of the smaller ones and one big one for just to top it out at 50 stars, 50 stakes. Then I'm going to take gold, possibly gold ribbon, because the ornaments also have some gold in them. A darker, richer gold, which I like. Not that cheaper yellow gold. And I'm going to add possibly some ribbon. I'm also going to add dark blue ornaments to it, as well as dark red, almost burgundy. But one thing I like to do, I like to add multiple different varieties of color and textures to the tree. That's why when you saw with these lights, I do it too with lights. Last year I did a frozen themed tree where I did regular LED, incandescent style, warm white LED lights. I don't like that frozen look on the tree all that much. Sometimes, if it calls for it. Alright, so I got one more bottom branch, and then I'll go to the top layer. I'll definitely fast forward this unless you guys like me talking while I do this. But I'm only going to do this section in this video. I figure you don't need to see me do 4 other sections. I'll edit this and have this on. I don't have that many subscribers, but who cares? I just enjoy making the films. Alright, so now this next section, we're done with the bottom. Now we're going to go to the top. And just for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and end it right. Okay, so the bottom section is completely fluff, top and bottom. There are some branches I'm going to have to play with, like this one. This one sits a little higher, so I'm going to have to bend that down just a hair. Maybe that's a little too much, but whatever. So now here comes the fun part. In this box, I collected all my lights. I lost count of how many lights they are. They're all the commercial grade. They're all what I wanted to do. I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10 rolls here. I'm hoping that each roll has 150, like I said. So each of them are 49 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust these open. If I can, because they seal them up pretty good. Don't use your teeth, folks. Right. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, normally I don't like plugging them in when I unravel them. Now, what I like to do is, and like I said, I bought 10 cases of these. They're all 150 counts. One thing that's nice is, look at this. That's what's called injection molded. Your light bulb is here. If your bulb ever comes out, this has what's called a bridge in there that will arc over the power to the next bulb. If you want to unscrew and take out 10, 12, 20, 50, one thing that's nice is the strand still won't go out. And these are watertight. With this, the threading that's on there, you're not going to have any water getting in. So what I'm going to do is, that clip, this is where that clip comes back in handy if you wanted to use this. Alright. What I'm going to do is, with my fluff branch, I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to start, let's see if I can, branches like this. Alright, so what I like to do is, the plug, I'm going to plug it in from the bottom. So, I'm going to have this branch tucked in the bottom, dangling so I know where it's at. And on the back side of, I'm going to stick the light in the wire, or the clip in the wire, and I'm going to stick it on, hopefully, this back branch. Alright, which looks like it's on there. Okay, so from this point on, I hate it when people just string lights and call it a day. That irritates me. This tree is a gorgeous tree, even though, like I said, it's old. This tree deserves to be lit the way it should. And notice, I'm not going to plug them in because, personally, like I said, I don't want to have to worry about it catching when I'm spinning it. That's also another reason why I like spinning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weave and weave, and then sometimes what I do in the back branch, I turn it around, and then I come up to the front. Alright. If you want to get low to the branch, that's fine. Alright. And then we come back, unroll some more. Alright. Now, these are shock resistant as well, so me running me hitting these lights on everything, it's not going to matter. So here's another, I wrapped around this back branch, I'll lift this branch back up, Alright, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to, sometimes I like to S-weave it, which means just weave it as an S through the branches. A lot of times I like to use the branches to hold the lights in place. This is where you get a lot of your coverage. And see what I mean? The bulbs are a little bit closer together. Now, as you can tell, this branch is being a pain in the butt. Whatever. Alright, but what you're doing, your goal is you want to start from the back, work to the front, catch every one of these wings. You can go as less or as little as the lights you want, and then bring it back to the back of the tree. I'm hoping that one of these will work for this whole bottom section. I was thinking that it could have been overkill. So now see right here, since we're going to the back, I like to hold this branch with my head sometimes. So wrap it again. Push it down if you want to. Wrap it again. Alright. That now allows you, number one, you have all these lights in here. Alright. I go ahead and play with some of the branches. Now you can, if you want to, do a loose wrap, which I thought about doing with this tree, which just means just loose wrap is just do the front of it going all the way around, which if I don't have enough lights to do all this with one roll, like I said, I did buy 10 of them. I can also go back and get more, but I have 10 of them, so that could be 2 per each of these, which that's a lot, but hey, I like it. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and continue wrapping this tree. Hopefully I have enough. If I don't, then I will go ahead and do a loose wrap. Alright. Okay, so this is the final look. I got all the lights on there. Far away, it looks kind of a mess, but in a way, actually from this angle it doesn't. But like I said, I lightly weaved in and out through the front, and then whatever I had left, I circled around on the top, to be honest. I wasn't really worried about the middle, but I did want to give some light to the middle, so I just swirled it around the inside to give it some depth. So, I'm securing some of the lights with some clips. But other than that, this one section took 2 strands, so altogether there's about 300 lights on this bottom section alone. I've got 4 more sections. I'm thinking at least the top one's going to be one on its own, and I'm hoping that I can do maybe 2 on the next section, maybe 3. But anyway, I hope you like this video. If you want to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and have a great day. So guys, here's a finished product of my 12-foot tall relighting. There are some patchy spots, as you can tell, at the very top and in the middle. I do plan on getting some more lights come this Friday. On this tree already, there is 1,650 lights, and it took me about 10 hours with non-stop cutting, fluffing, and relighting. But it was worth it. Wouldn't do it again, but it was worth it. Alright, have a great day, guys.